was born on the 7th of January, 1928. Whether this has any significance, I don't know. But the Thames burst its banks and flooded on my birthday. Whether that was in celebration of the birth of a child, like when Jesus was born, something happened. So when I was born, the Thames burst its banks in celebration. Yes, one incident which stayed with me for, God, I don't know how many years. I was 14 at the time, and now I'm 91, so that's quite a few years ago, 77 years ago. And this boy was at the back of the class. I was in that class as well. He did something wrong. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, we were being taken by the deputy head, who was Mr. Brown. And he said to this lad, "Come out here." And this lad said to him, "Come and get me." So Mr. Brown marched up the aisle between the desks. And when he got to this boy, he stood up and hit the teacher and knocked him to the ground. He was expelled. Me and my mates used to go down the road at lunchtime and have our lunch in a little cafe.
Like you do.
And I was working on this house. I was in there on my own, and my mate came from next door and he says, "We're going down for dinner. Come in, you coming?" I said, "I'll just put this bit of glass in first." So I put this bit of glass in. We went down to this cafe, and at that time, early 1945, and the Germans they first of all started sending guided missiles over in what they called the Doodle boat, which is a pilotless aeroplane, and that would fly a certain distance, and when it ran out of fuel, it would dive to the ground and explode. And then they developed what we called the V2, which was a rocket, which you didn't hear coming until it went off, bang. And one of these things landed quite close to where we were having our lunch, and the plaster fell off the ceiling and went into our dinner. And when I got back to the house that I'd been working on, the window I just put in was broken. So I had to do it again.
So I heard that they made you become a boxer.
Oh yeah. That was at Excalibur. That was at this basic training place, Excalibur, and everybody had to box, whether you wanted to or not. And unfortunately, I got all the way through 3 fights and finished up in the final. And whether it was purely the way I felt about it and the way my opponent felt about it, because in our three-round final fight, we both sort of fiddled about with each other. We didn't hit each other really, and nobody got hurt. And at the end of it, when the commander talked about what would happen during the fight, and who's going to be the winner, he said, "You two people, you're supposed to hit each other." Anyway, I was determined to be the winner, so I was the featherweight champion of HMS Excalibur.
What do you think are the keys to living a good life?
Be tolerant of other people, and adopt a healthy lifestyle. Don't drink too much. Certainly don't smoke. So I gave up smoking when I was 56, and wished that I'd never ever started. That's my philosophy of life.